Hey guys, Joe here from buildassetsonline.com. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a solo episode because I want to talk about something that Mike doesn't really participate in, which is blogging sites, content sites, affiliate sites, ad sites, whatever you want to call them. We're going to be talking about KGR, keyword golden ratio for informational keywords. And this is something that I started doing probably about 12 months ago, and it's really been working well for me. And I'm going to explain why you would do it, how I do it, and so you can run off and go replicate it yourself. So why would you bother with info keywords rather than affiliate keywords? So if you don't know the difference, like an affiliate keyword would be like best juicer for kale or something like that. That might be a long tail KGR affiliate keyword. But an info keyword can be something like, how to fly a kite. So, it's much less of a buying intent keyword. Someone searching for how to fly a kite doesn't necessarily, want to buy a kite. They probably already have one. So it's not a good spot to put your Amazon affiliate links for the most part. But one thing I wanted to note is that there is usually much less competition on these keywords because, if you're going after, say like best juicer for kale, you're still competing with those articles that are going after best juicer and all the more general keywords, even though the keyword golden ratio gives you a nice little edge to rank. But with these info keywords, there's much less like overall competition. Like the KGR formula aside, there's much less overall competition. So, and they're easy to crank out. Many of the informational keywords that I'm going after, they're not very long. I mean, we're talking 400 words for a blog post, maybe sometimes even less. Some of you might think, oh, that's thin content, blah, 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 blah. But, there are plenty of sites that have that many words on a page. Like even Quora stuff that ranks high in the SERPs, doesn't have that many words all of the time. So there's, it's easy to crank out, and honestly, you'd be spending very little per article, or if you're doing it yourself, you can write it very quickly. And there's more traffic than you think for these keywords. I've found consistently, time and time again, that when I put these out, they far exceed what the keyword tools search volume says that there even is. I mean, I always cite this, like examples like this, but I have stuff, going after 20 that has 20 searches per month according to a keyword tool, yet they get 20 to 40 hits per day in my analytics. So, that's a great thing. And you can also go for keywords that have higher search volume in the tools, and you can still get a very favorable ratio. Like for info KGR, or you can go after keywords that have 1,000 search volume and still find that there's no all entitled results. So as far as I'm concerned, that fits the ratio of an article that I would personally put out. So how can you get info keyword ideas? So they're really pretty simple. Instead of thinking about like best or best for or X versus Y, you're just going to take some different phrases like who, what, when, where, why, how to fly a kite, why do kites float in the air, why is my kite always falling when I try and fly it. So stuff like that makes really great informational content. And, if no one is ranking for it, you don't have to go crazy and, write some detailed 10,000 word post. You can just do something short and see what happens. Especially for things that require a one word answer or like a few sentence answer, you really don't have to go crazy when there's not a lot of competition. And if you find that, you're not ranking as well as you want, you can always go back and try and tweak the articles, make them a little longer, make them a little better, whatever. But the point is with this approach, it's really about scale and just getting it out there. And again, it's been working really well for me. So I want to talk a little bit about other monetization methods, rather how you can monetize these keyword golden ratio like info articles. So ads are the most obvious way. You're in a good ad network like Mediavine. Mediavine is my favorite by far. I'm currently using them on 2 of my sites right now. I'm hoping they'll let us in on more sites. But one thing I want to talk about is affiliate offers. When I first started doing online business in 2014, you were still hearing about ClickBank, make money on ClickBank, and it was a mystery. Like I couldn't figure out how to do it. It just didn't make sense. I didn't understand traffic. I didn't understand intent. I didn't understand anything. But now that I've actually made a bunch of ClickBank sales using this approach, this golden ratio, the keyword golden ratio informational approach. And again, you got to get out of the mindset of thinking of like a best X for Y keyword, like best juicer for kale. But an example of a ClickBank product, I don't know if this product still exists, but it was like shed blueprints or something. So, how to build a shed without tools or something like that. You got to think of it yourself, but come up with a keyword that's related to building a shed, that there is an info product on ClickBank that you can kind of say like, hey, if you want more information, check this out. And I've done this successfully with a site, and it's just all info stuff, and it's a relatively new site. Only 3 or 4 months old at this point. It's got like maybe 30 or 40 articles, and it's already made like, I think, at least over $100. And I expect it in ClickBank, maybe even close to 200. And I expect it to make like even more like once it actually hits the 6 and 12 month mark. So it's a very, very new site. And obviously list building, if you have a business and you take this approach, like if you have a business with a list like we have with Build Assets Online, this might be something I would try, is just doing a bunch of informational long tail keyword golden ratio articles. And if the articles are related to what the business has to offer, you just build the list from there. Say whatever your lead magnet is, however you're gonna get people on your list, just kind of work it into the article. And of course, you're exposing them to your site and your brand and whatnot. So do I use keyword tools for this? And the answer is I don't even bother looking at search volume. It's a numbers game, so I just want to find as many autocompletes as possible with as very, very little all-in-title competition as possible. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, you'll probably want to watch a video on the keyword golden ratio. Doug Cunnington and WP Eagle are kind of the ones that popularized it. So I'm kind of talking about this as if you have the context for what it is. So when I do this, I don't even look at search volume. I kind of have my own approach that I've adopted, and I just view it as a numbers game. I'm just cranking it out. And yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys go give this a shot. It's really, really good, really, really effective way to get traffic quickly, SEO traffic, high intent traffic. And yeah, if you already have like an ad network on your site, this is a really, really, really quick way to increase your monthly revenue. And I'm gonna continue doing it across the board for all our sites. Especially if you can hire a full-time writer that can just crank them out. At one point last year, I had a writer that was doing 5 or 6 of these a day, around 500 words each, because they were so easy to do. And man, it really, it took my site, one of my sites that was getting like 300 visitors around this time last year. Now it gets like 3,000 visitors a day. So it literally 10x'd my site, one of my sites. So, and increased their revenue quite a bit. So that's about it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you give it a shot. Don't forget, buildassetsonline.com/playbook for our free course, buildassetsonline.com/membership if you want to work with us one-on-one, and we will see you in the next episode.